When the human battleship appeared, the galaxy learned fear. The Andros cluster was quiet, but not peaceful. Stars glimmered cold and distant, and trade ships moved slowly through the lanes, cautious of pirates and alien patrols. Captain Daniel Blake of the human reconnaissance ship Endeavor Scout sat in the bridge, his hands resting lightly on the console. His eyes scanned the hollow display showing moving dots, some ships carrying supplies, others possibly hostile. He had been in space long enough to know that danger could appear at any moment. "Captain," said Lieutenant Carla Mason, his tactical officer, her voice calm but alert, "I am detecting multiple small craft moving in from the outer rim." They matched the signature of Ralvac's raiders. Blake leaned forward, examining the display. "How many?" he asked. "Too many to be just a scouting party," she said. "It looks like a full strike team. They're fast, small, and highly maneuverable. If they attack unprepared convoys, the losses will be heavy." Blake nodded. He knew the humans in the outer systems were few and scattered, often defenseless. The aliens thought humans were weak and easy to take. That thought made him smile slightly. "We will be ready," he said. "Prepare the convoy for evasive maneuvers. We may need to test how they respond to our tactics." Far away, Commander Ralvac hovered over his flagship, a dark triangular ship with sharp angles. He looked down at the hollow display showing the humans in the Andros cluster. His three eyes narrowed. "Humans," he said, his voice low and harsh. "They are primitive. Yet rumors spread of a powerful fleet. I do not fear them." His second-in-command, a tall, thin alien with gray skin and long arms, spoke. "Admiral, we have intercepted reports of advanced human ships. They use strange strategies, and some say their weapons can destroy entire vessels with one shot."
Ralvac laughed, a sound like cracking stone.
"Stories? Lies. Humans have never challenged us before. They are weak. We will strike first and take what we want. Fear? The galaxy will laugh at the idea of fearing humans." Back on the human side, Blake's crew worked quietly but efficiently. Marines checked weapons, engineers examined shields, and pilots ran simulations. The humans did not panic. Even Sergeant Adam Wells, responsible for security and ground operations, moved calmly among the crew, giving instructions and encouraging readiness. "We have civilians in the convoy," said Blake, turning to Mason. "Make sure they are safe. No one gets left behind." "Yes, sir," she replied. She tapped on the console and a list appeared, showing hundreds of names. Among them were Zara and Luke, a brother and sister traveling with their parents. Their cargo vessel was small and not designed for combat. They clutched each other tightly as alarms began to beep softly across the ship. "Zara, Luke, stay close to your mother," said their father, holding them as the ship shook slightly. "The humans are with us. We are safe with them." Luke looked at the stars outside the window. He had heard stories about humans, that they were strong, clever, and brave. But he had never seen one before. The idea that a single human ship could protect hundreds of lives seemed impossible. Yet now, looking at the disciplined crew of the Endeavor Scout, he began to believe it. The raider ships appeared on the edge of the convoy's sensor range. Small, fast, and armed, they moved like shadows across the stars. They were confident, ready to strike. Their weapons glowed red as they prepared to fire. The humans on the scout ship were calm, almost too calm for the aliens to understand. "Captain," Mason said, "they're closing in fast. If we engage too early, we may reveal our full strength. If we wait, they may strike the convoy." Blake considered.
"Let them approach!"
"We will make them overconfident. Then we strike with precision." In the aliens' minds, the humans were a small, weak race. Ralvac expected them to scatter, to flee at the first sign of attack. Yet Blake's plan was simple and cruelly effective. Humans did not fear. Humans did not panic. Humans fought smart. As the raiders approached the first cargo ships, the humans executed the first move. The convoy shifted formation in a sudden, unexpected way, drawing the raiders into a narrow path between asteroids. The aliens did not notice until it was too late. Their ships began colliding with the rocks or turning sharply to avoid them. Several were damaged even before a shot was fired. "Good," Blake said softly. "They are following exactly where we want them." Mason looked at him with a small smile. "They think they are in control. They have no idea." Meanwhile, on one of the cargo vessels, Zara whispered to her brother, "Do you see them?" "The humans?" Luke nodded. "They are so calm. How can they not be afraid?" "They are trained," Zara said. "They know what they are doing." The raider ships adjusted quickly, trying to encircle the convoy. But the humans were ready. Small human fighters piloted by brave men and women emerged from hidden bays on the scout ship. Pilot Aaron Cole led the strike team, moving like a ghost through the void, hitting alien ships where they were weakest. Their weapons were precise, careful, and deadly. "Captain, the raiders are taking heavy damage," Mason reported. "They are starting to retreat." Blake nodded. "Hold formation. Let's see how far they will push themselves." Ralvac, watching from his flagship, became furious. "What is this? These humans. They are too clever. We are losing ships, and they are barely damaged. We will destroy them." But the humans were not reckless. Sergeant Wells coordinated the Marines to defend the convoy, using the ship's shields to create safe paths for the cargo vessels. Every move was calculated, every strike measured. Even with far fewer ships, they were forcing the aliens into mistakes. The alien fleet began to falter. Some ships panicked, breaking formation. Others tried to flee, only to find human fighters blocking escape routes. It was unlike anything Ralvac had ever seen. His confidence was turning into fear, though he refused to admit it. Zara clung to her father as the alien ships began to retreat. "They are winning," she whispered. "Yes," he said, "and they are protecting us." Humans are stronger than we thought. As the skirmish ended, the human convoy regrouped. Blake stood on the bridge of the Endeavour Scout, looking at the stars. "This is just the beginning," he said quietly. "The galaxy thinks they know humans. They are wrong, and soon they will learn." Mason placed a hand on his shoulder. "Do you think Ralvac will attack again?" Blake shook his head slowly. "He may try. But he will think twice next time. Fear is slow to spread, but it spreads. And humans do not fail easily. In the darkness of space, the stars seemed brighter, as if watching. Civilians began to breathe easier, children smiling despite the fear that had gripped them moments before. Humans had shown that courage, intelligence, and unity could overcome far greater numbers. Zara and Luke looked at the scout ship, marveling at the humans on board. They were ordinary in appearance, but extraordinary in action. They moved calmly, spoke quietly, and yet each decision seemed to carry the weight of power. It was hard to understand, yet impossible to ignore. The alien fleet disappeared over the edge of the sensor range, their retreat a sign of defeat. Ralvac's voice, transmitted across encrypted channels, was full of anger. "They are not what we expected. Humans, they are dangerous." Blake did not respond. He turned to Mason. "Prepare a report for command. The galaxy needs to know what we have encountered. This cluster will be safer because of what we did today." "Yes, sir," she said. Her fingers flew over the console. The reports would show how humans could fight smarter, faster, and stronger than anyone imagined. As the convoy moved on through the stars, Blake thought about what lay ahead. There were more alien fleets out there, more conflicts, more dangers. But the humans had shown a glimpse of what they could do. And that glimpse was enough to start changing the galaxy's perception. Somewhere, hidden in the shadows of space, Ralvac plotted revenge. But for now, humans had won. Not just with weapons, but with courage, unity, and cleverness. They were a force unlike any other, and the galaxy was only beginning to understand that fact. Zara and Luke sat quietly, staring out at the stars. "Do you think humans will always protect us?" Luke asked. "They will try," Zara replied.
And I think the galaxy will be different because of them.
Captain Blake looked out at the stars from his bridge, feeling the weight of responsibility but also the pride in his crew. Humans had survived countless battles before, but today they had also taught a lesson. Fear should not be taken lightly when humans were involved. And so, as the convoy continued its journey, the first seeds of the galaxy learning fear had been planted. The story of the humans was only beginning, and their legend would grow far beyond the Andros cluster. The Andros cluster was quiet again, but the calm did not last. Captain Daniel Blake knew that the alien raiders would not give up so easily. Commander Ralvac had tasted defeat, and pride would not allow him to retreat forever. Blake stood on the bridge of the Endeavour Scout, staring at the stars, thinking about the next move. Lieutenant Carla Mason approached him with a tablet showing sensor readings. "Captain, we have detected multiple alien fleets moving in from nearby sectors. They are regrouping. This time it looks like a coordinated strike."
Blake nodded. "Good.
That gives us a chance to study them. Let them show their full strength. We will be ready." Below deck, Sergeant Adam Wells was organizing the Marines. They checked weapons, repaired armor, and ran drills to make sure everyone knew their role. "Stay alert," he told the squad. "We may not see the enemy before they hit, but remember, we fight smart, we fight together, and no one gets left behind." In the civilian convoy, Zara and Luke felt the tension. Their parents moved quickly, following orders given by the human crew. "I hope they can protect us," Luke whispered.
They will," Zara said. "I've seen what humans can do."
"They are brave and clever. They will not let anything happen to us." Captain Blake called a meeting with the senior officers. "The aliens are planning a large attack," he said. "We cannot destroy them all at once, but we can use the terrain to our advantage. The asteroid fields, gas clouds, and narrow lanes will help us fight them. We will not charge blindly. We will strike where it hurts them most." Lieutenant Mason pointed to the map. "If we position the convoy here, near the Nebula Ridge, we can force the alien ships to go through narrow paths. Our fighters can hit them from multiple angles. Their numbers will not help them much in this space." Blake smiled slightly. "Exactly. We turn their strength into weakness." Meanwhile, Ralvac gathered his officers. His voice was harsh. "Humans humiliate us. They should be weak, but they are not. We must show them that the galaxy belongs to us. This time, no mistakes. Prepare the fleet for full assault. Attack with speed and power. Leave nothing behind." One of his officers, a tall alien with thin gray skin, spoke nervously. "Admiral, the humans are clever. Last time they used the asteroids against us." "Should we wait?" Ralvac's three eyes glared. "Wait. No. We strike now. Strike hard. Fear is only for the weak, and humans will learn that today." Back on the human side, the convoy moved toward the Nebula Ridge. The cargo ships stayed close together, protected by the Endeavour Scout and smaller human fighters. Pilot Aaron Cole led the squadron with skill, her hands steady on the controls. "We know what they want," she said. "They think they are strong. Let's show them they are wrong." The alien fleets appeared as dark shapes on the sensors. Hundreds of ships, larger than before, moved with confidence. Red beams glowed as weapons charged. Ralvac's fleet was ready to crush the humans, but humans were ready too. "Captain," Mason said, "they are moving into the narrow path. Now is the moment." Blake nodded. "All units engage. Stick to the plan. Watch the civilians. Do not waste fire." The humans moved quickly. Small fighters darted between the alien ships, hitting engines and weapon systems. Each attack was precise. The aliens tried to respond, but their numbers made them slow and confused in the narrow lanes. Zara and Luke watched from the cargo vessel. "They are amazing," Zara said. "They are everywhere at once." "They are not afraid," Luke said. "They are like ghosts in space." Sergeant Wells led the Marines in securing the cargo vessels. When an alien boarding craft approached, the Marines fired with careful aim, destroying the threat before it could reach the humans. "Keep moving," Wells shouted. "We protect every ship." Captain Blake watched the battle unfold on the bridge. He saw alien ships taking damage, their formation breaking apart. "They think they are attacking us," he said softly, "but they are trapped. They cannot escape." The alien commander Ralvac grew furious. "What is this? How can a few humans control so much?" He slammed his clawed hand on the console. "Destroy them! I want their ships broken and their crews dead." Blake noticed that some alien ships were retreating. He ordered the fighters to push them back. "Do not let them escape," he said. "We show them that humans are not weak." Aaron Cole and her squadron moved like shadows. They struck alien ships from behind, from the sides, and even from above. Each strike was calculated. Aliens could not predict where humans would appear next. Meanwhile, the convoy slowly passed through the nebula ridge. The asteroids and gas clouds provided cover. Civilians were safe, and human ships protected them at every turn. Blake knew that keeping the civilians alive was as important as defeating the enemy. Ralvac's fleet was now in chaos. Ships collided, weapons misfired, and communication failed. The aliens had relied on their numbers and strength, but the humans had used intelligence and strategy. Fear began to spread among the alien crews. Back on the cargo vessel, Luke whispered to his sister, I think humans are not just fighters. They are something more." "They are," Zara said. "They are strong, smart, and brave. And they care about people, too. That is what makes them different." Captain Blake saw the last wave of alien ships trying to retreat. He gave the order. "Target engines only. Disable their ships, but do not kill unnecessarily. We are showing power, not revenge." The human fighters moved with perfect coordination. Alien ships slowed, damaged, and confused. They began to drift away, no longer able to fight effectively. Commander Ralvac's voice was full of anger over the communication channel. "Impossible! How can humans do this? They should be weak." Blake did not respond. He only watched as the last alien ships moved beyond sensor range. "They will remember this," he said. "They will tell others about humans." Fear spread slowly, but it will reach every corner of the galaxy. Sergeant Wells came to the bridge, wiping sweat from his brow. "We held them off. The convoy is safe. Civilians are unharmed." "This is a victory, sir." Blake nodded. "Yes, but it is more than a victory. It is a message. Humans are here, and we do not yield." Zara and Luke were returned to their family quarters. Their parents hugged them tightly. "The humans, they saved us," Zara said. "They are incredible." "Yes," her mother replied. "And the galaxy will learn that humans are not to be taken lightly." Lieutenant Mason approached Blake. "Captain, sensors show alien communications. Other fleets are asking what happened. Ralvac is spreading the story of defeat." Blake smiled. "Good. Let the galaxy hear. Fear is the teacher, and today, humans have taught a lesson." That night, as the convoy rested in a safe zone, Blake walked among the crew. Engineers checked systems, pilots prepared for the next patrol, and Marines rested but remained alert. Every human moved with quiet confidence. He stopped near Sergeant Wells. "They will come back, won't they?" he asked. "They always do," Wells replied. "But humans are ready. They are not afraid of numbers. They are not afraid of power. They fight with their heads and their hearts." Blake nodded. "Exactly. And that is what makes them strong. Not just the weapons, not just the ships, but the people inside. Humans are a force because they care, because they act, because they think. That is something no alien fleet can predict." In the distance, stars shone silently. Somewhere, hidden among the nebulae and asteroids, alien scouts reported the human victory. Commander Ralvac's pride was wounded, his fleets shaken. For the first time, he felt the weight of fear. Zara and Luke slept that night, dreaming of humans in shining ships, moving calmly and carefully through the darkness, protecting the innocent and defeating the strong. They knew, even as children, that humans were special. Captain Blake stood on the bridge looking out at the endless stars. "We have won today. he said softly. But the galaxy is large, and the challenges are many. We fight not because we must, but because we can. And because no one else will do what humans do. The message was simple, yet powerful. Humans were not weak. Humans were clever. Humans were brave. And humans had learned to fight in a way that no other species had expected. Ralvac, far away, would tell his fleet, humans are dangerous. Humans are clever. Humans do not fear. And the galaxy, slowly but surely, would begin to learn that lesson too. The calm in the Andros cluster did not last long. Captain Daniel Blake of the Endeavour Scout knew that the aliens would return. Commander Ralvac had retreated, but his pride and anger made him more dangerous. Blake stood on the bridge, looking at the stars. He felt the quiet before a storm, the kind that only space could give. Lieutenant Carla Mason came to his side. "Captain, sensors detect the main fleet approaching from the outer sectors. This is no small attack. They are sending their largest ships and they have reinforcements. Commander Ralvac is leading them personally." Blake nodded, calm but focused. "Prepare all units. Activate full shields and alert the convoy. They will test us today, but we are ready. This is where humans show their strength." Below deck, Sergeant Adam Wells checked on the Marines. "Stay sharp," he told them. "This time it will be larger. We protect the civilians. We fight together. Remember, our heads are as important as our weapons." Pilot Erin Cole and her team ran final simulations in the hangar base. "We can do this," Erin said. "We know their tactics, and we have learned from them. Speed, precision, and teamwork. That is what wins." The convoy, now larger with more cargo ships, moved through the nebula ridge again. The narrow lanes of asteroids and gas clouds provided cover, but the humans knew the aliens would adapt. They had to be smarter. On the edge of sensor range, the alien fleet appeared. Hundreds of ships, larger and stronger than before, moved like dark shadows. Commander Ralvac's flagship led the formation, glowing with red energy as its weapons charged. His pride was high, but his anger clouded his judgment. He underestimated the humans. Blake observed the fleet. "They are confident," he said quietly. "That will be their weakness."
"Captain," Mason said, "they are splitting into 3 attack groups.
One group will try to flank the convoy, the second will hit the front, and the third is likely a decoy." Blake's eyes narrowed.
"We expected that."
"Let them come. Our fighters will intercept. Our shields will hold, and when the time comes, we will show them something they did not expect." Draven and Luke watched from their cargo vessel. "I feel nervous," Luke said.
"There are so many of them. They cannot beat humans," Zara said confidently. "I have seen what they can do."
"Humans fight smart. They do not panic." As the aliens advanced, Blake gave orders. "All units, follow the plan. Engage only when necessary. Keep the convoy safe. And remember, human ingenuity is our greatest weapon." Erin Cole led the fighter squadron through the asteroid field. Small human ships darted between the rocks and gas clouds, striking alien ships where they were weakest. Each attack was quick and precise. Aliens tried to respond, but humans moved too fast and too carefully. Meanwhile, the Endeavour scouts stayed hidden, cloaked at the edge of the battlefield. Blake monitored the enemy, waiting for the perfect moment to act. He had seen what the aliens were capable of, and he knew that rushing into battle would cost lives. Patience was their strength. Ralvac grew impatient. "Attack now," he shouted. "Crush them! Show no mercy!" Some of the alien ships rushed forward. They fired their weapons at the human fighters in the convoy. Red beams cut across the darkness, but human shields absorbed the damage. The convoy moved like a single unit, each ship covering the other. "Captain, the flanking group is trying to hit the rear," Mason said. "If we do not act, the convoy could be trapped." Blake nodded. "Deploy interceptors." "We cut off their path. Let them come closer." Erin and her team swooped in, striking the flanking alien ships. They disabled engines, destroyed weapon systems, and forced them to retreat. Every move was coordinated, precise, and deadly. The aliens had never faced fighters like these before. Ralvak's frustration grew. His fleet was strong, but humans were cleverer. He sent in the second group to attack the front. Again, the humans responded with strategy. Fighter squadrons and marines worked together. Human fire struck alien ships at critical points. Shields and weapons worked in perfect harmony. "Captain, the aliens are falling into our trap," Mason reported. "They do not see it, but we have them where we want." Blake smiled slightly. "Good. Keep pressure on them, but maintain discipline. Do not waste fire." On one of the cargo vessels, Zara whispered to her brother, "Look, humans are everywhere at once. How can they be so fast?"
"They are smart," Luke replied. "They know exactly what to do."
"They are not just fighting, they are thinking." Sergeant Wells led the Marines to defend the convoy. Alien boarding craft tried to approach, but the Marines fired with perfect aim, destroying the threat before it could reach the humans. Wells shouted orders with calm authority. "No ship left unprotected. Protect the civilians." Blake watched the battlefield. Alien ships were taking heavy damage. Engines failed, weapons were destroyed, and formations broke apart. The aliens had relied on numbers and power, but humans had turned intelligence and coordination into strength. Ralva could not understand it. "How can a few humans control so much?" he growled. "They should be weak. They should panic." But humans did not panic. They fought with calm precision. Every strike was purposeful. Every defense was strong. Every move showed discipline and courage. Blake finally gave the order he had been waiting for. "Prepare the battleship. Decloak the Endeavor." The massive human battleship had been hidden in the shadows, waiting for the right moment. Its hull gleamed silver, bristling with weapons. Slowly it moved into view. Red energy beams charged along its turrets. The ship was huge, far larger than anything the aliens had faced before. Ralvak's sensors detected the ship. His three eyes widened in shock. "Impossible!" he shouted. "What is that?" "That is not a human ship." Blake's voice came through calm and steady across the communication channel. "Commander Ralvak, you underestimated humans. Your fleet is in danger. Surrender now, and lives will be spared." Ralvak laughed bitterly. "Surrender? Never. Humans are weak. You cannot harm us." Blake remained calm. "We will see." The Endeavor fired its first salvo. Alien ships exploded as massive energy beams tore through them. Shields flared and collapsed. The attack was precise, targeting command ships first. Chaos spread across the alien fleet. Erin and her fighters moved in perfect coordination with the battleship. Smaller strikes disabled alien engines and weapons. Aliens tried to retreat, but human fire blocked every path. Their ships were falling faster than they could respond. "Captain, they are breaking apart," Mason reported. "The aliens are retreating. Commander Ralvak is trying to escape." Blake gave the order. "Focus fire on engines. Disable their ships. Let no one threaten the convoy again." Ralvak's fleet collapsed under the human attack. Ships spun out of control, weapons failed, and command systems shut down. Panic spread among alien crews. They had never faced an enemy like humans before. Their pride turned to fear. On the cargo vessel, civilians watched in awe. Gue, Nadia, and Dodd. "They are unstoppable," she whispered. "They are not afraid of anything." "They are humans," Luke said. "That is why." Blake looked at the battlefield, calm and confident. Every human crew member had played their part. Every fighter, marine, engineer, and officer had acted with courage and intelligence. The aliens had relied on strength and numbers, but humans had relied on skill, unity, and strategy. Ralvak's voice came across the channel, trembling with anger. "This is not over, humans. You will pay for this humiliation." Blake did not respond. He knew that this victory sent a message far beyond this battle. Humans were not weak. Humans were clever, brave, and disciplined. Humans could fight anyone, anywhere, and survive. Sergeant Wells approached the bridge. Captain, the convoy is safe. No civilians harmed. The alien fleet is scattered. We did it. Blake nodded. Yes, but it is more than just winning. We have shown what humans can do. The galaxy will hear of this battle. Fear spreads slowly, but it spreads. And today, humans have begun teaching that lesson. Zara and Luke watched as the last alien ships disappeared.
Do you think the galaxy will change because of humans? Zara asked.
Yes, Luke said quietly. I think humans will be remembered. Everyone will know they are not to be underestimated. Blake stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. Humans fight not just with weapons, but with courage, intelligence, and heart. That is what makes us strong. That is what the galaxy must learn. The Endeavor and the convoy moved on through the Andros cluster, leaving behind damaged alien ships and a story that would spread across the stars. Humans had shown the power of strategy, unity, and bravery. They had faced a larger, stronger enemy and won. Commander Alvac, far away in retreat, would tell his fleet the truth. Humans were not weak. Humans were dangerous. Humans did not fear. And the galaxy, slowly but surely, would begin to learn the same lesson. The Andros cluster was quiet once more, but the calm was different now. Humans had shown the galaxy their strength, and whispers of fear and respect traveled faster than light. Captain Daniel Blake stood on the bridge of the Endeavor looking at the stars, knowing that this was just the beginning. Lieutenant Carla Mason came up beside him, her face serious but proud. Captain, reports are coming in. Other fleets in nearby sectors are altering their patrols. They know what happened here. Humans have changed the rules of space combat.
Blake nodded. Good.
The galaxy needs to understand that humans are not weak. We do not seek war, but we will not run from it. We protect what matters. That is enough to make others think twice. Below deck, Sergeant Adam Wells and his Marines were securing the cargo vessels for the next phase. Keep moving, Wells told his team. We protect these people. Every ship matters. Every life matters. Humans fight with heart as much as with weapons. Pilot Aaron Cole prepared the fighter squadron for patrol. Captain, she said, if the aliens return, we can intercept them quickly. But even now, the story of our victory is spreading. Other species are talking. Fear is growing. Blake smiled faintly. Let them talk. Let them understand. Humans are more than machines or weapons. We are smart, brave, and disciplined. That is our real power. Captain Blake looked at the stars one last time before the Endeavor moved on. This is only the beginning, he said. The galaxy will remember humans, and it will never be the same again. We fight for hope, for life, for those who cannot fight themselves. That is why humans are strong. Civilians began to speak about their experiences. Zara and Luke told friends and family about the humans' skill, bravery, and care. They were everywhere at once, Zara said. They were calm, and they knew exactly what to do. They saved everyone. Humans are amazing. Humans are not just fighters, Luke added. They think. They protect. They do not panic. That is why the galaxy should respect them. Blake watched as the convoy moved safely toward a secure sector. Every ship, every civilian, every crew member had played a part. Humans had shown that even against larger, stronger enemies, careful planning, courage, and unity could win the day. Pilot Aaron Cole returned from a patrol, her fighter gliding smoothly into the hangar bay. Captain, she said, our sensors show alien fleets moving cautiously now. They avoid conflict. They remember today. Humans have taught them a lesson. Blake nodded. Good. That is all we can do. Humans protect. Humans fight smart. Humans endure. That lesson will spread further than we can imagine. Mason added, Captain, some species are sending messages offering alliances. They want humans as partners, not enemies. Our reputation is growing. Blake smiled. We accept alliances where they make sense. We do not seek war. But the galaxy must understand. Humans are strong. Humans are clever. And humans will fight to protect what matters. Far away, Ralvac sent encrypted messages to allied species. Do not underestimate humans, he warned. They're clever, coordinated, and powerful. Avoid direct conflict until you understand them. They are dangerous. On the human side, life continued. The convoy reached safe space and civilians began to rebuild confidence. Zara and Luke explored the ship under supervision, amazed at the technology, the discipline, and the care humans had for everyone on board. They are ordinary in appearance, Zara whispered, but extraordinary in action. They are brave and smart. They care about people. That is what makes them special.
Blake watched from the bridge as the stars moved past.
He thought about the battles, the aliens, and the galaxy beyond. Humans had faced danger and had not just survived. They had shown the universe that they were not weak.
Captain, Mason said quietly, humans have become a symbol. Others will remember today for a long time.
Fear spreads, yes, but also respect and hope. We have changed the galaxy.
Blake nodded. Humans do not fight for fear or glory.
We fight to protect and survive. That is our real strength. Let the galaxy remember that. Meanwhile, the alien fleets, scattered and wary, debated their next steps. Commander Ralvac's pride had been shattered. His officers whispered about humans with caution.
They do not fear, one said. They are too clever.
We cannot predict them.
Ralvac only gritted his teeth.
Humans, they are not what I thought. We must prepare. But fear has begun to take root. The galaxy will change. Back with the humans, the convoy reached a secure system. Civilians disembarked, hugging the crew, grateful for their protection. Zara and Luke waved goodbye to Sergeant Wells and Aaron Cole. Thank you for everything, Zara said. We will never forget humans. Humans do not fight for thanks, Blake said when he overheard them. We fight to protect. That is what matters. As the stars stretched endlessly in the void, humans continued their patrols, securing space, protecting life, and teaching the galaxy a lesson. Humans were clever, brave, and united. They fought not recklessly, but with thought, courage, and heart. Stories of the human battleship, of Captain Blake, Lieutenant Mason, Sergeant Wells, and Pilot Cole, spread from system to system. Traders, explorers, and even alien leaders whispered about what they had seen. Humans were not weak. Humans were strong. Humans were unpredictable and fearless. The galaxy began to change. Where fear had existed before, humans now filled the minds of many with respect and caution. Some species sent messages asking for friendship or alliance. Others prepared quietly, not daring to attack humans directly. On the bridge of the Endeavor, Blake looked at the stars again. We have done more than win a battle, he said softly. We have shown what humans are capable of. That is a legacy no fleet can ignore. Mason nodded.
And there are more battles ahead.
But humans will always fight smart, fight together, and protect those who cannot protect themselves. Blake smiled. Exactly. Humans are not just fighters. We are thinkers. We are protectors, and we will always rise to the challenge. Below deck, the Marines prepared for the next patrol. The engineers prepared systems, and the pilots trained for future missions. Every human knew that space was dangerous, but every human also knew they were ready. Zara and Luke watched from their new home system, telling stories to friends about humans in shining ships moving calmly and carefully through the darkness, protecting the innocent, defeating the strong, and teaching the galaxy that humans were a force unlike any other. Commander Ralvac, far away, continued to whisper warnings to allied species. Humans are not to be underestimated. They do not fear. They fight with intelligence and heart. They are dangerous. Avoid them until you understand them. And the galaxy slowly but surely began to learn. Humans had arrived. Humans had fought. Humans had changed the way the galaxy thought about strength, courage, and fear. Civilians in the convoy, including Zara and Luke, were beginning to feel safe. Their eyes followed the human fighters as they flew in precise formations, watching the alien remnants retreat. I think humans are special, Zara whispered to her brother. They are, Luke replied. They are not afraid, and they protect people. That is why the galaxy will respect them. Far away, Commander Ralvac regrouped with the survivors of his fleet. His ships were damaged and morale was low. His 3 eyes burned with frustration and fear. They are not what we expected, he said quietly to his officers. Humans. They are too clever, too fast, too strong. One of his officers, shaking slightly, spoke. Admiral, their battleship. It appeared suddenly and destroyed multiple ships. Their fighters moved with perfect coordination. They were unstoppable. Ralvac growled. We cannot ignore them. We cannot attack openly again. We need more information. Humans are dangerous. We must be careful. Back in the Andros cluster, Blake and his crew continued their patrols. The humans moved through the sector, ensuring that trade routes were safe and that no alien ships could threaten civilians again. Every move showed discipline and intelligence. Every action reminded the galaxy that humans were a force unlike any other. Lieutenant Mason looked at the data. Captain, sensors show other species are watching us. They are curious, cautious, even fearful. Some are sending messages asking for alliances or help. Humans have become a symbol now. Not just fighters, but protectors. Blake nodded. We act carefully, but decisively. Humans do not dominate with fear alone. We dominate with courage, intelligence, and purpose. Let them see that clearly. Sergeant Wells moved among the Marines, checking supplies and weapons. The aliens will learn not to underestimate humans, he said. We fight for more than victory.